Greetings, just a completely off-the-cuff video here to just kind of show off the IBM 5160 XT, which I recently got at a Goodwill for $39. And actually, this was shown in an LGR Thrifts episode, and if you have not seen that, then just click that little video that's popping up there. You can go and see me finding this thing and absolutely feeling like a kid in a candy shop finding this. I was blown away that I was able to actually get a vintage computer at Goodwill for a decent price. It was still all there. It was in really nice shape. All I've had to do really is just clean it up. And, you know, just a little bit of a magic eraser and some electronic wipes, a tiny bit of Goo Gone on the top where there was some sticker residue, but other than that, it was fine. It really wasn't even that dusty on the inside. So, yeah, what I'm going to do here is just sort of show the system as it is, what it actually does, and then maybe go on the inside and peek around in there and show you what it's working with. It's worth noting, though, that I actually already had this IBM 5151 monitor here, as well as this IBM PC and XT compatible keyboard, and all this software, and a bunch of other things. It came with basically just this base unit here and everything inside of it. But anyway, that's that. It's all plugged in, so let me just go ahead and show you what we got. But first, though, I'm going to actually put the operating system in here because, well, you'll see why. This is MS-DOS 3.1. Sorry, 3.3 rather. And we got the RAM testing right here. Everything's whirring and booting up. And like I said, I didn't have to do anything to this really except clean it. And, yeah, it works. It's a $39 Goodwill IBM 5160 that freaking works. I am just flabbergasted at the very notion, because like I said in the Thrifts video, as far as I knew, Goodwill got rid of their older computers. They would just either break them down for parts or send them off to Dell to be recycled. But yeah, this is... Okay, loading DOS there. 512K of RAM is installed on this thing. There's actually a RAM card in there, but we'll take a look around inside there. And this does have a Seagate ST225 20 megabyte hard disk installed. But as you can see, if we try to actually go to the C drive here, we can do a directory reading. It'll show what's actually there. But then when it gets here and tries to, like, you'll see what I mean. Let's see. We try to, let's say, open up the, I don't even know, mouse directory. Okay. It'll start really, yeah, it's making some noise and protesting anytime you try to read anything. And eventually it'll give you like an abort, retry, fail error. Yeah, there we go. Abort, retry, ignore, fail error. So it kind of sucks because, well, you just can't use that. So it doesn't actually even boot from it. It says insert a system volume or something if you try to boot from the C drive. Theoretically, you should be able to because it has DOS and everything installed on there, but there's something wrong with that drive. So I'm either going to have to try to find another ST225 or something comparable, or just say screw it and just go with like an XT IDE, which that would be preferable. I would like to have something like a compact flash solution in here so I don't have to worry about this, because I would like to use this system as much as I would like to keep it original. I mean, I'm going to keep the look kind of original. In fact, on that note, I would actually like to swap out this disk drive here, and let's actually just go ahead and switch over to the B drive. Got a floppy here. This is a double density drive, and it works great. I mean, this thing is awesome. But I don't like the fact that it's like a beige that doesn't match the rest. I'd like to get a black bezeled 3.5-inch drive to stick in here. But otherwise, I'm really happy with this. I mean, the A drive works. The C drive is there, and it looks cool, but it doesn't work. But the B drive works. That's great. Let me just run a game. and go ahead and run a game. I don't know what I'm trying to say. This is a game called Set the Hostages Free. It's a very, very old game. Wow, okay, so it's not going to read it? It was just reading it like 20 minutes ago. Huh. Well, the B drive was working. Okay, for some reason it wasn't opening the disc. I don't know why. But I messed with a little metal piece on it and it seems to be working fine. Anyway, this is Set the Hostages Free. And yes, we are using a monochrome monitor, not a color monitor, so no. This game kind of sucks. But it's from 1981, which is like about as old as it gets for PC games, so... This is actually a game I had as a kid, too. It's about the simplest thing ever. There's not much going on. You're trying to get these hostages out of this room, and you only have a certain number of bullets to do so, and my timing is terrible. Daggone it. Well, I just suck. Come on. I got 2 bullets left. Dang it! Yeah! I freed 5 hostages. So you try to get all the hostages out. Super simple, and not the greatest game, but, you know, whatever, man. Is it gonna try? Okay, it's gonna try to boot from that. Okay, one other thing I would like to do here, and this is quite fortunate. I was actually able to get the IBM PC XT Guide to Operations on eBay for a really good price not too long ago, and I didn't even own an XT at that point. I just wanted one of these because I think these manuals that are bound in like cloth and just nice, really thick, heavy-duty things are just amazing. And yeah, this right here comes with all the stuff that you need in order to really do anything to this computer. I mean, it's got so much detail. There's several books that were originally going with these computers, but this is just kind of the main one. Anyway, this has 3 discs right here, exploring the IBM personal computer, both in color and monochrome mode, and then a diagnostics disc. Yeah, we'll show the diagnostics, because, I mean, it doesn't really say much of anything. Actually, this 5 1/4 inch drive needs a little bit of lube, because it's not, it's a little squeaky. I did clean it. It does sound better than it used to, but the plastic is grinding against itself when you try to open that door on the front, so I need to tend to that. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on the monitor, though. Alright, so here's the IBM PC Diagnostics version 2.05. Copyright 1983, so we can basically run the basic diagnostic routine. And this right here will just sort of check to see if your hardware's there. And if you don't have any, then I guess there's a problem. But this is nice, since you couldn't actually... You know, there's no OS or anything like convenient built into these things. So you had, you know, your operating system diskette, but the thing is, you know, it still didn't show... You couldn't just go like System Properties and be like, oh, what's in my computer? You'd have to run a diagnostic disk like this. So this right here says we have a system board, which that's duh. 512K memory, keyboard, monochrome, and printer adapter, 2 diskette drives and adapter, an async communications adapter, which, yes, we do, and a fixed disk drives and adapter, and that's correct. Doesn't mean it's all necessarily in perfect working order, but it's there. You can run more tests and do other things like floppy, frick, whatever. Format disks, copy disks, prepare the system for relocation, and we're going to exit to the system disk. Man, that thing is squeaky. Except this isn't going to be a system disk. We're going to run the Exploring the IBM Personal Computer disk for monochrome displays. And what I meant to do was that. Okay. And yeah, this is actually running a monochrome display. Preferably, I would like this thing to be running CGA, and I do have a CGA card and an IBM 5153 CGA monitor as well. So I'm going to convert this thing over to CGA. Yeah, I raised the roof to that. Well, anyway, yeah, I want to keep my IBM 5150 actually with the monochrome thing going on. I'm probably going to take this card out, put it in that, and then take the CGA card from the 5150 and put it in this one, because, I don't know, for some reason it just makes me happy to have like a series of IBM machines that just sort of get progressively more interesting or complex throughout the years. So, yeah, that's my goal anyway. So, I would like to have, like, say, the 5150. Okay, stay tuned for Chapter 1. That's right, I don't have to press anything yet. Like the 5150 with monochrome only, and maybe, you know, 256 to 640K RAM, and then this one with, like, CGA and 640K RAM, or thereabouts. And then, like, maybe another XT, or, like, an XT286. You know, something maybe in between there, like maybe put an XT with a V20 chip in there with a little bit faster speed, with like EGA and like a 5154 monitor, and then I would like an IBM AT with VGA and an actual good 286 in there. But anyway, that's my dream. As of the moment, I have an IBM 5150 and 5160, and yeah, this basically right here just shows you the very basics of learning about your computer, its keyboard, some basic peripherals like the printer and, you know, navigation and things like that. It's exploring your IBM PC. Welcome to FunWriter, the greatest show in word processing. Even if you've never used a word processor before, you'll like this one. Really? You'll like this one. Besides being fun, it's great keyboard practice. Shortly, you'll get a chance to type right here on its screen. There's hearts floating around it. Of course you're going to love it. Oh, yes. Well, anyway, I'm not going to show too much of this because, frankly, it's pretty boring. Yes, I am aware that I have a key that lets me use the numpad. Woo. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually take a look at the back of this thing and a little bit of the internals, and, you know, that's what I'm going to do. So let's do it. I love the sound of that hard drive whirring down. It takes like 30 seconds. Okay, so here's the back. There's not an awful lot to see back here, but, you know, it's still cool. I like it. We got an async card, you know, floppy disk controller, graphics card, RAM card. That's really about all we have in here. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the inside, because this doesn't tell you much. And here is the glorious inside of my 5160. I'm so proud of this thing. Anyway, really nice and clean. Didn't have to do much except get a little bit of dust out where it got in from the slots exposed over here. And there's some kind of grossness on these cables I could probably fix up. But otherwise, yeah, really nice. It's pretty packed in here. Everything's just sort of crammed in place, but mostly it's just pretty straightforward, at least for a PC like this. We got, of course, floppy cables here, and the processor right down there. That's actually an AMD version of the Intel 8088 running at 4.77 megahertz. At least I assume it's running at that speed. I haven't actually checked, but I think so. I mean, it's 1982 version of that chip, so... Anyway, we got our async card right here. Let's see, we got the hard disk controller right here. This is actually the graphics card, the monochrome graphics card, and it's not just any monochrome graphics card, it's an original Hercules card from 1984. That's amazing, because I did a video on the Hercules card a while back, and, you know, I was able to only get a clone because the original cards go for like $150. And that's like not even this version, so I don't know. They're worth a lot more than probably the machine is. And let's see, over here we've got the RAM card. This thing is actually just, it's packed to the brim with RAM, 512K, at least is what it comes to total. I'm not sure how much this board had on it originally, but yeah, brings it to 512K, at least as far as the diagnostics go. And then, of course, we have the floppy disk controller right over here. And really, that's about it. Oh, yeah, it's a PC speaker. The original PC speaker. Gotta love that thing. And, man, you know, I'm just super happy with this purchase. I couldn't have asked for a better... Well, I could have asked for a better price. I mean, free would have been cool. But as far as Goodwill computer finds go, $39, I am not complaining whatsoever. These things go for, I mean, you know, $100, $150 for a base system with packed with this much stuff, and possibly even more with this Hercules card in here. And yeah, I mean, not only that, it's just a historically significant system. I've got a review on the 5150, which is pretty much the same thing, just without, well, as many ports and slots and hard drive capability kind of stuff built into it. But anyway, yeah, it's the very first PC, more or less. And that's why I was just so excited about it, because, you know, had a 5150. Always wanted a 5160, because even though it's just an incremental improvement, it's super cool. I love IBM computers. And this is just one of those that, you know, I said maybe I'll get one someday, but I don't want to spend much money on it. I paid $10 for my 5150, which is probably an even better deal. Well, it is an even better deal than this, but, yeah, you know... This is so cool. I've been playing with this a ton, just writing discs and putting games on it and trying out like software and Lotus 1-2-3 and different operating system versions just to see what goes on. And I can't wait to dig in here and fix this thing up, you know, swap this card out for CGA and put this in my 5150 and get a proper working hard drive in here and, you know, add some lube to, well, the rails need lube too, as well as this door here, which is just kind of, ugh. But, yeah, this is so cool. I love these machines, and I hope that has gotten across in this video. It's turned into a bit of a ramble, but I just don't care. These things are awesome, and I hope that you at least find that I find them awesome. And, yeah, maybe this thing will make some appearances in the future. In fact, I have no doubt of that, because I play with these computers all the time. And that's really all I got to say. Thank you very much for watching.